Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more triangle strategy. We had a very important choice that we made in the last episode that is going to lead us to one of 4 different endings. What we chose to side with Frederica. So if you want to see how that played out, go ahead and check out episode 59. Let's continue.
A tumultuous meeting exposes a yawning chasm between Roland, Frederica, and Benedict's visions for the future. Yet only one will emerge victorious, for such is the custom of House Wolford. As ever, the scales of conviction have the final word. The time has come for judgments to be rendered and leaders to steel themselves for the outcome.
Part 2. One Last Request, Chapter 17. We suspect people might be leaving the party based on this choice. It's gonna hurt.
We've chosen our path. We are to free the Roselle being held in Hyzant's source.
You have chosen the one path I cannot take.
I understand your disappointment, Benedict, but the scales have spoken. And so I ask for your wisdom. Help us find a way to free the Roselle.
Is he gonna do it?
Hyzant will destroy everything you hold dear if you attempt to free them. That way lies ruin. Your choice is to turn your back on this house, to cast aside your land and the people who have built their lives upon it. I will not, I cannot endorse such betrayal.
I agree that we will be ill-prepared to defend the domain this way. Should that come to pass, I am prepared to flee with the Roselle and search for Centralia. They say it is home to a boundless salted sea. Surely a land where none need fight for salt is a land worth seeking. This is an opportunity, Benedict. We could find a new home instead of fighting the wars of old yet again.
Why not channel that resolve to lead the people of Norzelia as their king?
Ooh, he's out with it right in front of Roland?
You hold the power and the might. You lack only the will.
Dude, don't give up the secret to Roland right now and put even more between us. Come on, man.
With the salt crystals in hand, you shall ascend the throne. I shall see to it that you are coronated. Then we can liberate the Roselle, or whatever else your heart desires.
Liberate the Roselle, or whatever else. I never dreamed I would hear such callous words fall from your lips.
I stand by them. I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolford are safe and secure. I shall offer my counsel by force, if needed.
You don't mean to fight the lad.
Stand down, Benedict.
No, Anna.
Whoa.
This is a challenge that I must accept.
This is heavy. This is really heavy.
I beg you to reconsider. If you mean to proceed with this folly, then you will do so over my dead body. You can do so much more, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the upper hand. Esfrost and Hyzant would bend the knee to you. You could unite all Norzelia under your rule.
You were right about me, Benedict. I lack the will. I have no desire to rule Norzelia. I wish to see an oppressed people set free and nothing more.
At what cost? Would you see your loyal subjects conquered by another nation?
I would forfeit my lordship. The people of Wolfort will endure without me.
Or they could come with us.
The Roselle have no such champion for their cause. We are the only ones who can set them free.
The game isn't going to give us that option, but that would make sense.
Give me the order, and I shall reduce Hyzant to rubble. Then they shall be free.
The ensuing battle will only breed further resentment, or worse, displace others who will be treated like the Roselle. War cannot solve every problem, and our liberation of the Roselle shall prove as much.
So, you now take blind counsel from your betrothed. To think that an arranged marriage will lead to this folly.
Whoa, Benedict. Too fucking far, bro. Take a step back. Blind counsel.
Enough! I came to this conclusion of my own
Yeah,
free
how
will.
dare he? For real, though.
I have seen the challenges that face Norzelia, and this is how I choose to respond.
You are every inch Lady Destra's child. Your compassion steers you headlong into every conflict. Alas, compassion is easily trampled. It can only exist so long as it has an army at its back. My patience grows thin, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the power to bring peace to Norzelia.
You're wrong. It is little more than the catalyst for another protracted war.
A war we can win. Let me lead you to victory.
There is always a war to be won. Do you not see the cycle at work? I will break that cycle and use my power to liberate the oppressed.
You talk of fleeing from your duty, of pure fantasy.
We need you, Benedict. Why can you not put our differences aside?
This is absurd. You race toward your own destruction, and I will not be party to it. Lord Simone entrusted me with the future of this house.
Actually, he entrusted me with the future of this house. Thank you very much.
And I swore an oath to Lady Destra that I would protect you no matter what the cost.
You stepped too far, Benedict.
You are shackled to the past, Benedict.
I would call it loyalty.
Frankly, I get his point. I see his point. It's just the other factors that are at play, right? For one, I'm bringing some of my own wishes and desires into it, maybe selfishly. That basically I don't like the systems in any of these countries, even Glenbrook. So the idea of like fucking off to some other place and starting our own sounds really good to me, especially with how messed up this place is. And, you know, the other options are, you know, to join Gustadolf, and his ideals are like not great. So
And it has come
tough.
to this. For the sake of our future, I must strike you down.
damn. I don't want to.
Prepare yourself. You came, you missed.
Here!
You came, you missed. I yield. Grant me the mercy of a swift death.
No. Neither father nor mother would stand for the killing of a loyal retainer. The rest of us shall make our way to Hyzant in secret. You will remain here.
It seems like Roland might actually join us in this. Wow. Honestly, I was expecting both of them to leave.
Lead the people out of the Wolfort domain before the Hyzantian army assaults this castle, and keep them safe.
Good man, Serenoa.
These are your orders. In exchange for sparing my life?
Honestly, like, Benedict, he cares so much about these people. He can be the Lord.
These are not orders, and there is no exchange to be made. This is the last thing I will ever ask of you as my steward and loyal friend of House Wolfort.
There's the name, one last request. That's the request right there.
And so, you follow in the footsteps of Lord Simone and Lady Destra, leaving me behind with the most arduous tasks.
Woof. That's a statement.
I shall rise to the occasion, my lord.
Wow. What a thing to say in that moment.
I shall do whatever is required to see that the Wolfort name and its people survive.
I'm actually like,
Should House Wolfort lose its lord, I shall lead the house forward in your stead.
kind of emotional.
I have no doubt you will.
Benedict left the party. He's gonna be missed. He's one of my mains. His buffs are very good.
Benedict.
I'm glad we didn't have to kill him.
Mule-headed fool.
We've each made our choices. Now we must walk the path we believe is right.
Thing is that Eridor sided with him. And they've been friends their entire lives. It's gotta be rough for
Yes.
him.
King Roland, this decision means casting Glenbrook aside. I know I cannot ask you to come with me, but will you agree to see to the salt crystals?
I mean, frankly, he was going to cast his kingship aside either way, so...
No. I am sorry, my friend, but I am not worthy to oversee such an important task.
Of course you are. You have always striven to be fair and just.
You hold me much too high in regard. Our conversation earlier made me realize the truth. My faith was misguided, as were my actions. I believed exacting vengeance upon Esfrost would be proof enough I was Glenbrook's rightful king. But I gave no thought to the bloody cost of revenge. This kingdom and its subjects should not have to suffer such a selfish fool upon the throne.
Then, you will come with me?
I shall. Not as your king, but as your friend. If I can help those in need, that is enough. Glenbrook has the geographical advantage, and the salt crystals. And there are a small handful of trustworthy nobles remaining.
This is a crazy ending.
I'm certain they will ensure the people thrive,
Wow.
even without a king. Glenbrook is in too powerful a position for foreign powers to interfere.
Roland.
You know you aren't leaving me behind. I've come this far by your side. I'm not abandoning you now.
You have my thanks, Huette.
Frederica, don't you think you ought to make your convictions clear to your companions?
Well, it's common knowledge by now that I'm an Esfrosti of Rosellan descent. I was a lonely child who hated that her hair was a different color from everyone else. But then I joined House Wolfort. I met Jerome and witnessed the cruelty that my fellow Roselle suffered at the source. And I learned how brave my mother was, how long and hard she fought for her people's freedom. Compared to the horrors they went through, I have lived a life of privilege and comfort. I am proud to be a Rosellan, and proud to be a Wolford. I wish to be strong. Strong like my lady mother before me. And I wish to see her dream of freeing our people fulfilled. I understand the difficulties that lie ahead, but hope that I might have you all with me.
We will always be there beside you, Frederica.
My lord, Hyzant's army has sent a message ahead of their forces. It says, the Grand Norzalian mines must be conferred to the goddess as a divine offering.
An offering? Sounds more like an ultimatum.
Precisely. If we refuse to relinquish the mines, they'll put the Wolford domain to the sword.
Then we've no time to waste. We must make ready to leave at once.
Benedict,
I leave the rest in your hands, Anna.
all these years I have watched you. I may not be able to replace you, but I will do my best.
Loath as I am to burden you with such responsibility, that is heartening.
This ain't the Benedict I know. Come on, where's your usual glower?
You never change.
Huh, I should hope not. Defending House Wolford calls for consistency. And defend Wolford I shall, even in your absence.
I shall hold you to it, both of you.
I'm telling you, we've got it under control.
Your voice hasn't gotten any quieter.
Sorry. Parting ways with a friend always gets me worked up.
Thank you for seeing me off, you two. Farewell.
What of the Hyzantian forces?
They haven't entered the domain yet. If we act now, we could sneak around them and reach the capital.
Focused as they are on seizing the salt crystal deposits, I'd wager their domestic defenses are at a minimum.
If we can get into the capital and have the Roselle and the Source take up arms, we should stand a fair chance of helping them escape.
But Hyzant is wary of Serenoa for keeping the salt crystals from them, despite his position as one of the Saintly Seven. They may be short-handed, but if they spot him, we'll never make it inside.
We can use the consortium cart to slip unnoticed into the capital.
The wagon from Claris? You sure we can trust the consortium?
Yes,
Interesting.
if only because this benefits both us and him. In exchange, I told him what secrets we learned of Esfrost and Hyzant.
You mean you told them of Dragan's murder and the illicit salt trade? I hope he understands those secrets must never leave his lips.
He understands. Once people learn of the salt crystals, Norzelia will change. And the consortium will have a new role to serve. Now that they know, they will be better prepared to negotiate their position. They agreed to help us as a show of gratitude.
You've thought this through. Well done, Anna.
What of our
We'll
things
see if
to
that
you?
holds.
Stored safely within the cart, of course.
I still think they're probably corrupt, but
Things? What things?
we're on our way out, so we just
The
gotta
explosives
get that
we
far.
found in the tunnel.
After we've gotten the Roselle to rise up, we'll set sail from the harbor and make for the Folk's Domain, to the Great Falls. To make sure no one follows us, we'll blow up all the other ships in the harbor as we leave.
All right, girl.
Frederica and I devised the plan ourselves.
And then we just take the river.
A perfect way to make an escape with so many people.
Because technically, yeah, Centralia is supposed to just be further down the river, right?
Wise of you to make for the Falk's Domain. It's distant enough. You'll have plenty of time to hide.
Aye, about as far south as you can get. No better place, if your end goal is Centralia, too.
It's a good plan. We shall do what we can to make sure it succeeds.
crafty as ever, you Wolforts. I am glad to be on your side.
You know, it's nice to have you with us,
But
Roland.
one problem remains.
It really is.
How do we get the Roselle and the Source to turn against their captors? If we can't win their trust, all this is for naught.
We need some way of persuading them. And quickly, too.
Let me worry about that. I can find the words to convince them. I am my mother's daughter, after all.
All right. I know you'll figure something out, Frederica.
There is one more thing. Huette, I'll need to send a bird.
Of course, my lady. Where to?
The Rosellan village. I'd like to tell Jerome and the others of our plan. I would have them meet us at the Great Falls.
Agreeing to such a thing means they will have to give up the lives they enjoy now. Do you think they will come?
I cannot say.
If they don't, they're gonna
Regardless,
die.
I owe it
so...
to them to let them know Hyzant is
Yeah.
Indeed.
They have
Let
little
us send
choice.
word and see what they have to say.
If they want to live, they have very little choice in the matter, unfortunately.
Upon learning of the salt crystal deposits, Hyzant quickly musters her forces. They march upon the Wolfort domain, intent on seizing control of the mine. Serenoa decides to take this as an opportunity to free the Roselle enslaved at the source. But that decision leads to Benedict's departure from House Wolfort. Still grappling with grief over parting ways with their friend, Serenoa and the others make for the Hyzantian capital. There, amidst a land in turmoil, they hope to help the Roselle rise up against their oppressors.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. Time to find out what's happening over here in Ironstone. Hyzant makes for the mines as Wolfort heads to the source, but how will the Duchy respond?
Archduke Gustadov, we received word from Wolfort. XM's forces have crossed into their domain.
So they know of the salt crystals. Then battle is inevitable. But how will House Wolfort respond?
I should think it obvious they will attack us. Their lord is one of the Saintly Seven, after all.
I am unconvinced of that. Perhaps they will offer us salt crystals to secure our alliance.
Maybe in a different timeline.
To what end?
History is changing around us as we speak. If Wolfort wishes to guide the shape our future takes, he will need all the help he can get. He can choose to submit to Hyzant's tyranny, or work with us to bring freedom to our land. Or he might choose to take advantage of the chaos.
That one.
Will you follow in Lady Orlea's footsteps, Frederica?
Yes.
Somehow I doubt it.
Your pardon, Archduke.
It's nothing. I let my thoughts wander too far. Whatever path Wolfort chooses, they all lead to war. Ready our forces.
Okay, the people of Wolfort, anxious at the sudden turn of events, are relieved when a familiar face appears before them. Yep, bring him comfort, Benedict.
What? You want us to leave the city?
What?
You couldn't have told us this sooner? I've got a family to worry about.
I understand I ask much of you, but a bloody battle is nigh. You must be ready to evacuate if it comes to it.
But where is our lord? Won't he protect us?
Lord Serenoa marches toward an even fiercer conflict than what we face here. He left me to protect the people of Wolfort in his stead. I ask that you trust in our house and do as I bid.
All right then. I suppose we'll start packing.
Your mastery at matters of war has kept us safe this long. If you say we need to leave, that's what we'll do.
You have my thanks. I've one more thing to ask of you. Something I'd like each of you to make.
What's he got up his sleeve? Edor gathers the Saints to discuss how Hyzant will deal with both the mines and House Wolfort.
Minister Exham's forces ought to be crossing into Wolfort's domain any moment now.
Will it be war, or will they relinquish the salt crystal deposits without resistance?
I think we have no cause for worry. Minister Serenoa is one of our saintly seven, after all.
Nevertheless, we cannot be certain what he will choose. Whoever controls those salt crystals controls the future of all Norzelia. Knowing that, you truly think he would give them up without a fight?
Minister Lila is right. He may very well decide to ally with Aspfrost and rise up against us. I made sure Minister Exham understood he may very well be marching to war.
Wolfort is a prideful house. If we apply too much pressure on them, they may hold out simply out of principle.
Honestly, they are more trouble than they are worth. It almost makes me wish we could turn them and Aspfrost against each other.
That is something else to consider. We could even promise them the Roselle's freedom, should they triumph over the duchy.
See, now there's something, huh? I wonder if that is something that could possibly play out in Benedict's options.
A fine proposition. The best outcome would be to have them destroy Aspfrost for good.
And in doing so, they'd be destroyed themselves. Surely you would not wish for such slaughter.
Soft hearts have no place here, Minister Camsell. We fight for control of all Norzelia.
I wonder if we're gonna fight in this room.
And we must fight to win. Our troops will need Elfric, Minister Lila. See that they have it.
Of course. I'll see to any final adjustments at the Ministry of Medicine.
Probably not in this route. In this route, I think we're just going to the source, but... one last request has been completed. Now, do we go into a part 3, or do we go straight into chapter 18?
Concealed aboard Claris's consortium cart, Serenoa and his retinue slip out of the Wolfort domain past Exham's forces and make for the Hyzantian capital. As soon as they arrive, they review the particulars of their plan to lead the Roselle in revolt.
Here we go, chapter 18, From the Abyss.
Scouts are reporting the Hyzantian army has crossed into the Wolfort domain. The force is commanded by Minister
Claris is
Exham,
here.
and is many times larger than what they used when we marched on the Crown City.
Enough to destroy Castle Wolfort, and then some. They ain't aiming just to scare us.
A foe even Benedict would be hard-pressed to prevail against.
Have faith, Anna. Benedict will protect our people as he always has.
I know.
That said, we cannot defend the domain itself. Our land and our castle will doubtless fall to Exham's forces.
Then we must act as if we have no home to return to.
We cannot waver in our resolve.
No, the time for doubts is long past. Listen well. After we have freed the Roselle from the source, we will set our sights on their homeland in the south, on Centralia. We will find the Endless Sea and create a land free of suffering. A far-fetched dream if ever there was one, I know. I will not blame any of you if you do not wish to come.
A bit late for second thoughts now.
Aye, we're with you, my lord. Wherever you will lead us.
Then it's decided. We have much to discuss about our rescue plan. Claris, if you would.
The wagon will have to pass through an inspection at the goddess's shield before entering the city. I can throw my consortium weight around to see you safely through the inspection, but that's about all I'm good for.
That's more than enough. Thank you.
Then let's muscle our way into the source. The guards won't expect an attack from the outside.
Clara's actually a decent dude.
Getting in is not what worries me.
Indeed. The biggest obstacle we face is getting the Roselle to follow us out. They've been treated as criminals under the teachings for so long, they've come to believe they are guilty. They might be too terrified of disobeying the goddess to even agree to rise up.
My mother led them in revolt 30 years ago.
Break that statue. Show the pillar.
True, but only a small handful of people escaped.
I know. Freeing all of them means we must be even bolder than my mother.
Have you thought of how you'll convince them?
I have. I will smash the statue of the goddess to pieces.
Hell yeah.
If they see her idol destroyed, the fear shackled about their hearts will break. Without terror to hold them back, the uprising of 30 years ago will look tiny in comparison.
But that statue is massive. How are you gonna reduce it to rubble?
I'm going to blow it up.
Yes, if we use all the explosives we have, it will come crumbling down.
Thanks, Dragan.
But then we'd have none to destroy the ships that pursue us.
Exactly. That's why I think we ought to use Elfric on the ships instead.
Elfric? It is more powerful than the explosives.
And perfect for blowing up ships.
There must be some stored at the Ministry of Medicine, considering Minister Lila's involvement in its creation. But how will we detonate it without Milo?
Considering all the research they conducted, there must be some sort of documentation on how to use it.
Then what are we waiting for? If Lady Frederica's plan is going to succeed, we better go track some down.
Okay, so we've got a threefold plan here to start with. Well, a many-tiered plan. We're going to sneak in using Claris's help. Then we need to infiltrate the medicine place. We'll probably have a fight there. Then we need to go to the source. We'll probably have a fight there. Then we need to blow up the ships. Possibly another fight there. Wild. Okay.
All right, and we have our plan.
My friends. Thank you.
Let's go free a people, huh?
I'll handle the guards. Don't move a muscle, any of you. Don't even breathe.
Guard is up there going, who's he talking to?
Hail! I am Claris of the Consortium. I bring goods for trade in the city, if you'll give me leave to pass.
Claris! Consortium's working you hard.
In these dangerous times, 'tis a privilege to be in such good employ. But you're worked even harder than I. Here, a small token of my appreciation.
You always have been a thoughtful man. Go on, then.
Wait. We cannot allow unscheduled goods into the city without inspection.
Fine. Guess there's no such thing as being too careful.
You needn't worry. Minister Kamsel of the Saintly Seven sent for these goods himself.
He did?
Oh, yes. Look closely, and you'll see.
Oh shit!
What have you done? Ah, you snake! I must call for reinforcements!
Damn, dude!
Claris, are you all right?
My apologies. Luckily, mine was the only face they saw.
You gotta get in right now. Before they close them doors.
I will draw off the reinforcements while you make for the Ministry of Medicine. Quickly now.
Wow. Is Claris actually a good dude?
And do not forget to retrieve the explosives you buried in my cargo.
I mean, look at that face. I thought this dude was gonna be slimy as hell. I mean, I guess he might still be, but damn. Respect, my friend.
I'm sorry we've put you to such trouble, and we'll likely have to blow up consortium ships on top of everything else.
Cause as much trouble as you wish. I know you'll repay me for it once this is all over.
What's that mean?
Hurry. The majority of their forces may be absent, but we're finished if a guard catches sight of us.
To the Ministry of Medicine with us.
All right. Probably an investigation and a fight, because we gotta find the paperwork. Then we'll have to fight our way out, most likely. Okay. Let's go to the encampment real quick. I don't know if we got any more Medal of Valors. Kinda hope we did. We didn't get one in the last mission. Damn, they're really limited, aren't they? So what, we've gotten 3 of them? No, 4 of them by the looks of it. I wonder how many in total you can get before the end. Let's check the trade post. Maybe they've got one there. Ugh. Yeah, they're gonna be really, really limited. We have to choose carefully who we decide to give those to, don't we? Okay, well, it is what it is. We need money pretty badly right now, don't we? Let's see, so there's a new one here. We probably won't be doing that one right away, but... let's go ahead and do this investigation.
Unsurprising to find researchers here.
Hyzant still doesn't know we're moving against them. They shouldn't think us suspicious as long as we walk at a calm pace.
We can't go that slowly. Minister Kamzil is in charge of the guards, and he's no pushover. The longer we take, the more we'll lose our freedom of movement.
Claris is clever, but he could still get captured.
Then we'd best split up.
Indeed. We must find the Elfric, and quickly.
Okay, so the door we couldn't go in was back to the right, so it's probably back there somewhere. Sometime later. We split up to take a look around, but I still can't find a single blast crystal in here. I wonder how the others are faring. Perhaps I should check in on them? Let's do a quick save. Only those who are involved with the research subject are privy to its details, and something like the Elfric would be more protected than most. Money that we greatly need? Things are noisier here than I remember, perhaps because they are preparing for battle? I wonder if Minister Lila is here. We should keep an eye out for her. Probably gonna have to fight her. Can't help wondering how Benedict's doing. Sorry, lad. I know I should be focused on finding that Elfric. He's kind of your best friend, I get it. A big battle is always a boon to our research. There are injured and fallen aplenty. They will further our research on Elfric nicely. It's locked. The area ahead is off limits. Only those with permission may enter. We made it this far thanks to Lord Claris. We must free the Roselle and help them flee Hyzan. Ah, Minister Serenoa, are you here to meet with Minister Lila? Let's go with yes. Yeah, this is the one that we suspect, because this is the door that Lila was really protective of. There seems to be archives on the other side of the door. Perhaps we can find documents about the Elfric? I managed to pick the lock not a moment ago. I will report back later with my findings. Good on you, Anna. A luck bracelet. Nice. Okay. Cool. Let's keep that in mind if we get in a fight in here. We have to find that Elfric as soon as possible and make for the source. We must convince the Roselle that they have committed no crime and free them from that horrific place. It's the right thing to do, now knowing the truth. I imagine there will be no small amount of injuries from the coming battle. We are currently preparing a system that can handle as many patients as possible. Okay. Think we've done everything. Think we've looted everything. I should resume my search for the Elfric.
Lord Serenoa, look at this book.
What is it?
Did you find it?
No, only a book.
The Elfric method in practice. Does this detail how it is made?
Seems that way. It's littered with arcane terms I can scarcely comprehend. But if I'm grasping this correctly, the main component of Elfric is human remains. It says here, having harvested the corpses of Roselle who perished at the source.
Rude.
Harvesting corpses? For what foul purpose?
We did not intend for Elfric to be weaponized. Our original goal was to harness its immense magical capabilities to power the automaton.
Oh dear, are we going to have to fight some kind of big giant robot? Wild. I wonder if Rosellans are just more innately magical than other peoples.
Automaton?
Frederica's pretty powerful with it,
What manner
so...
of contraption is that?
I do not know, but I doubt it is anything kind or good.
Indeed.
I thought the Ministry of Medicine was supposed to, figure out how to save lives, not how to profit off death.
We've glimpsed the rot at Hyzan's core.
Minister Serenoa, what are you doing here?
There's Lila. Here comes our fight. And to think at the start of the game, I was hoping she'd join our party eventually. Well, guess what we're doing in the next episode? This fight. So, recommended level is level 28. Now, where is our average level? We got a couple people at 28, but just like usual, our average is definitely lower than that. Looks like 27 to 26 is our average here. So, yeah, there's a couple characters we haven't used in a while. We haven't used Rudolph in a while. We haven't used Julio in a while. Narv or Archibald. But when we get into this fight, we'll see who might be useful, and we'll try and bring him in. So, yeah, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and in the next episode, we've got another fight on our hands. Let's go. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters, Darren York, ZTD, 7th Son, Louis D, Ivan K, Len, HLLJ, Knife Namaste, Caleb Adkins, and Jordan and Emily Hill. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.